moves at some point in the game. But at the same time, yeah, I'm not trying to screw anyone over or anything like that. If anything, I'm just making stupid moves the way that I normally do.
Didn't you
I
just
don't know.
say you're trying to make a bad trade?
Yeah, I am trying to make a trade that
So
in my opinion, is not in my best interest immediately.
it's,
It's more
hey,
just
whatever, man. You know,
it is something that I want. That is like, and I want it because I just want Chase. That is all I want. So
Well, good. You can draft them next year.
I will. I
yeah,
might.
instead of taking Joe Burrow in the first
Shut
round,
up. Shut
you
up.
could take
You
fucking
shut your
six.
face.
I'm sure you could get Joe Burrow in the second round. You could have your combo and eat it too.
I which I was trying to look in the videos. Didn't we say somewhere last week, oh, we better go back and look at the video footage later for that? Didn't we say that somewhere? Joe, do you remember that?
For what?
Didn't we say that last week? Like someone said, "Oh man, I hope next week I don't live to regret. I don't regret this decision or something like that." Didn't we say that?
No, 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 no. Boss said if I could somehow find or like, if there's some way I could lose this or whatever. Like he phrased it in a way that suggested there's no way he's losing his matchup, and it was like, yeah, save that. So when he loses, we can replay that. I can't remember exactly how he phrased it.
I couldn't
I think
either.
that's what I
It
probably chose against myself. I imagine.
which it doesn't matter because he won anyway.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is true.
and I was honestly, I was looking at it on like Saturday night, and I'm like, I'd be fucking shocked if I lost. I mean, I would just be blown out of the water because I was like, man, I can't find a fucking scenario. I guess short of injury, which I guess that can happen to anybody, so it is what it is. But short
But
of
yeah,
injury,
there was. I cannot for the life of me recall your the exact words you chose, but
Damn.
it was something sort of the lines like essentially there's no way I could lose this, so here's what I'm gonna do.
I was hoping you'd remember because I
I better
looked.
pick
I
the
looked
guy.
last night and I couldn't find it. I
You
really.
didn't write it down, or you didn't we did are we do we record any of
I
this?
did, and I uploaded it. That's what I was going through. I also was going through the closed caption comments to see if anything was written in the scripting because, like, I load up everything closed caption just in case I do want to search for something. And I looked at my
Well,
notes
did
from
you
last
no,
week.
did you record the whole thing?
I did record the whole thing. I'm
Okay,
recording right
so
now as well.
it would have been during League Pick'em when he was making the choice of whether or not he wins against All Stars.
Okay, maybe I got to go back and look for that again. Well, I don't know. That by the way, there are two playlists. There is a league playlist and a pro playlist. So like I just set the record button right now. So this is just like like since it's informal, is what it is with it. But I did not make any comments down on September 27th here. I made a lot of comments. I made a lot of comments about GM, Cooper, Super Bowl 55, KC versus Tampa Bay. Made some comments with that there, but no, I didn't write that down. I should have. Like I am actively eggs twoing this entire thing. Eggs twoing is what it is. Yeah. Give me just a second here. I'm pulling up my notes that I have. This actually gives you boss, if you want to look up something really quickly on your interwebulars.
I have to catch up on other crap.
What do you mean other crap?
I gotta try to save my Flea Flicker league, my Reddit league. I mean, so I have Javante Williams and Cordero Patterson on
Oh,
that team, and yeah, I gotta try to salvage what I can of this.
sorry.
This I was doing so good. I'm fucking 4-0 though.
Yeah.
And it's like, God damn it! I want to advance. I want to get to the next round.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I finally lost in my one public league.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was like a shit week. Like my team shit itself, but which is funny because in the other two leagues, the other public league and this league, I won in both of them. So it's like I went 3-0 and 0-3 in both leagues, and then the numbers flipped. It's like, all right, 1-0, 1-0,
Oh,
and 0-1. Like, god damn it!
yeah.
Which is
Well,
funny because I remember there was a season where my team was the opposite of the Bears. It was like the Bears had something like a 3-6 record. I was 6-3. I was like, holy shit!
I guess Javante Williams is a cut, so that's that. Jack. He ain't coming back.
This
Nope.
season,
And you know what's shocking is after I saw that news, I literally thought to myself, I have Melvin Gordon on my bench, which is great. I last week I was like this close. I was like, you know what? I don't think I need him. I was like, I might drop him, and I'm glad I did not.
Yeah, that would have been of like, oh shit, I need to get him back.
I don't know. There's rumors that Gordon's not even going to be number one, like
I was gonna
because
say
they picked up.
everything I've
Well, they
seen on
picked
here
up.
is made.
Yeah, they picked up Latavius Murray,
Yeah, I saw that.
and then in addition to Melvin Gordon, there's still one other guy on the team, and they suspect that it's just going to be split carries.
I mean,
Mike
it was
Boone.
already split carries, anyways.
Well, yeah, but like even with his injuries, no one, no, neither of the other two that are currently on the team are favored to get any more than what they were already getting. And with the addition of Latavius Murray, it seems like it's still going to be like a not a shit show, but a split.
Be interesting. Let's put you guys. Do you guys still have your names? You do still have your name.
Yes.
Boy, I like.
Yeah, it's Discord. It saves your name.
I like Discord for saving your name. Thank you, Discord people. Making my
Discord does not like you for saving the name.
No.
That's true. They did say this. They did say this.
Don't like Discord for the fact that it won't save my login. Why would you do this? Why do I have to keep signing into my Yahoo? Annoying.
You're annoying.
I am annoying. I am annoying. Just ask poor Dave.
I've been watching
I don't that.
suggested videos that pop up are always these, for the longest time on Facebook, it was the world's strongest man. So I would just watch those video clips. And now recently it's been like people just cleaning carpets, like rugs that haven't been cleaned in forever. And so that's like, yeah. So it's just like pressure washing, like rugs and shit, cleaning them.
But
things that have been sitting outside for God knows how long.
Yeah, the other
using
video.
it ice.
Yeah, the other video trend that's popping up too is like horse and cow like hoof cleaning.
Oh, I have seen
Oh,
a lot
the-
of that. Yeah, Nora's really into
Well, you-
that right now.
You guys, if you guys hung out with me, you could thank me for that because it's the Hoof GP and Nate the Hoof guy.
Ah.
Two guys. I watch those videos all the time. I'm not subscribed to any of their pages. I just they show up on my feed, and I watch them. So the algorithm says, "Oh, he watches this. Keep sending it his way."
Ah.
Yep.
Yes.
Honestly,
And the
I
only
just
reason
listen
you-
to X, like don't show me any more videos, period. Because I don't give a fuck what Facebook wants me to see. But
Yeah,
that's my
I don't really
only-
care. I don't have any time to bother with any of this stuff. But although I found out that your phone doesn't actually listen to you, what it is the reason why stuff pops up is because you share your data.
Yes.
Or like,
Mm.
so if I start looking at stuff and then you come into my area and hang out with me for a little bit, because data is shared, it says, oh, he was in this area with this person for this long, and this person was looking at this thing, so why don't we send them ads for this thing?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Now it's interesting. So one of my students works at a company near us called White Horse Laboratories. What they are is for circuit board manufacturers. They're an they're a counterfeit inspection company. So they X-ray chips and do other sorts of inspections to make sure that basically chips that have been bought from non-certified places, or even just chips that have already been certified, need to be double certified, get sent through here. So they have like X-ray equipment that scans in through things. Well, one of my students was working there. One of the more popular chips that they scan in are the Bluetooth chips and Wi-Fi chips that get installed in all sorts of kinds of stuff, especially Bluetooth. Bluetooth is in just about everything these days. And one of the things he found in some chips, so he scanned a lot of basically like 2,000 chips in one like container, and he found 5 chips that had an extra silicon piece inside of the chip. And so they used some nitric acid to melt the epoxy off the mold and looked into there, and sure enough, there is an additional die installed in a Bluetooth chip that the rest of them just don't have, and that it's unknown as to what this thing actually does. It was purchased from a offshore, non-certified place, and so it just makes me think like, wow, that's freaking terrifying, you know? Like it's, you know, just a small amount, like 5 out of 2,000, but still, like, I wouldn't want something like that inside anything that I have with it. Security stuff is deep in some ways. It's deep. It is.
Deep. Very
Well, I
deep.
actually found it fascinating. So I'm probably the only person our age or younger that actually still subscribes to a newspaper. But
A
they went into jail.
newspaper?
The Tribune wrote it's big ass report that they've been working on for like the last year. You know, we all know about the Tylenol killings, you know, back when we were born.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's like they were talking, you know, they're writing about that case, and it's like how the whole thing went down. It was fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was like a series of amazing coincidences that they figured out what was going on as fast as they did.
Yeah.
Because this is 1982, and we didn't have the fucking internet.
Yeah.
So you couldn't, you know, nobody was communicating with anybody. And, you know, it was a crazy fucking article. It's like, holy shit. They figured this out really fucking fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, I mean, like, when it comes to, like, crazy, you know, like, God knows what people are doing where, like, man,
I agree. I do agree.
these days, yeah, I don't trust anybody as far as the internet, anything goes.
You can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
That's also true.
Well, that's half the reason why my Facebook name is what it is. Because I'm like, why would I put my real name? The fuck? That do me no good.
We'll get to you for that. All right. I'm all set up over here. Let's start by having the commission review what happened in League Pick'em last week. We had some stuff there.
Let's see. Stan and I led the week with 4 picks correct, followed by Grody and Boss with 3 each, and JV, you brought up the rear with 2.
Oof.
Second.
Yeah. Grody was the only one who got himself wrong. Everybody else picked me. Grody was the only one that got Anthony right. Everybody else foolishly picked the orange peanut, which on the season it holds up so far. Vote for peanut is vote not for a win.
Oh God! And Grody's side.
Noted.
It was not lost by not voting for me. That is true.
But,
Noted,
yeah.
sir.
Boss is the only one that got himself wrong by voting for auto draft.
Eat your cake.
And Stan was the only one who got himself right. And that as everybody else picked Sippy Cup, which honestly I thought Sippy Cup could have pulled it off, but no, it was not to be.
I want to read a quick text because I was in a little laugh battle this morning with 7-1, and what I texted was 7-1. As I said, "You get out of here, you and your damn goat showing up against KC, boo!" And his response to this was, "If you are the only one I beat this season and you don't make it to the playoffs because of it, I will be very happy."
Beautiful.
Love it.
Bitch, 7-1. You
Yep.
son of a bitch.
I know. That's why. That's why I was laughing the other day. Last night, like I looked at the chat for the league, and I saw what you posted, and I started giggling. Kendra's
Damn
like,
it.
"What are you giggling about?" And I was like, I didn't draft this player. JV drafted him, and I was like, I'm about to ruin his night by going, yeah, where was that guy when I beat you?
God, I deserve that. I deserve that. Whatever crumb I dish out, I deserve it right back again. Damn it. Oh, unpaid. So who's in the lead here?
On the season, JV, your lead has diminished.
Yes.
You are now 1 point ahead of both Grody and Skins, leading with 14. The two of them each have 13. I'm not that far behind with 11. Boss with 9, and Tommy, who can never remember to make his picks, is sitting in 6th place with 5 total points.
Joe, did you miss a week?
I did. I missed the first week because we didn't
Okay.
do this thing.
He's still ahead of Boss.
Yeah, that's a shame.
So was Stan, and Stan missed one too.
Yeah, Stan and I both have missed a week. Everybody else, well, Tommy's missed multiple weeks. It looks like he's only made pick 2 weeks.
That seems to be working pretty well.
Gosh, Boss, I only have one thing to really say about your system.
Don't listen to you when you say pick me. I mean,
Right?
that's my new strategy. Whatever John says, pick him. Fuck that.
Well, right now, Boss, you actually get to talk about this is week 5, Mears Cat versus 7-1. Let's go through the lineup here and see what you have to say.
All right, let me pull that up.
Well, let's see. Also, for last week, it looks like
Underdog.
7-1 was the only underdog that won. All the others were favorites.
Wow, a little lopsided.
All right, well, I already have my picks in, so let me just take a quick preview and figure out why I got what
picks are in. Let's see who he's got.
Yeah.
I love Tony's team here. So with Javonte Williams going on, I'm picking this 7-1 Joe, right? That's what I'm going
Yeah,
off
this is 7-1
Okay.
Mears Cat.
Yeah, this is brilliant. I was talking to John about this yesterday. It's like Tony literally drafted a team with 2 running backs. So therefore his bye weeks were already fucked, or barring an injury like he just had, he's double fucked. So the best part is not only is he fucked, he's triple fucked because he's 12th on waivers. So all the running backs that anyone could be picking up this week can all be grabbed before he gets his pick of the litter.
Everybody grab a running back. Everybody.
It's going to be really fucking rich to see which one he ends up with to fill this void in his lineup.
I was looking at him, John, and there isn't really much available running back wise.
No.
He could try for Rex Burkhead. He's still getting some.
Yeah.
No, there's not much to go around. I mean, it's not like, oh my, don't worry about it. I'll find a guy that can maybe get a touchdown. It's like, oh no, dude.
This is the difficulty of a 12-team league.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get hosed real bad.
You don't draft enough. It's
So
one injury.
this is going to be funny to watch, and therefore I have to take Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, between that, I think there's other, obvious reasons why, but the blank spot in the lineup is just a glaring fucking hole. And I can't sit by and not vote against that.
I have to agree with you on that one. Kamish, what about you? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I got to take myself in this scenario. Not that Tom Brady couldn't have a field day against Atlanta, and Jefferson probably will get his points against Chicago, but you're just, there's no running back to fill that void. And the only thing I got to do is I got to dump my defense, but that's going to be every week until the end of the season, I think.
Yeah, I think people are going to play round robin on defenses, so I figure that's what it is. It's like I don't look at that too much unless you
No,
got
like,
a top defense or whatever. I don't. I
right.
don't. Focus too much on that.
No, my defense, yeah, it's just going to be a carousel the whole season. I decided that during the draft when I didn't pick one worth a damn.
Yeah.
Grody, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm taking the commish.
With the commish here.
Yeah, even if he somehow gets like a starting running back or even a backup running back, they're not going to get him enough points to really do anything. So I mean, he would really have to hope that like his top three guys, which would be Hill, Jefferson, and Tom Brady, literally get him like 150 points together. They all have to get 50 for him to win. I mean,
Yeah, they need the three of them need to have.
And the bad part about
game.
it, yeah, and the bad part about it is if Tom Brady's throwing touchdowns and he's throwing them to Mike Evans, who Joe has, that just helps Joe win. So,
oh yeah,
Would,
like,
too, 'cause
it's not helpful. And even the funnier part is Joe could literally do the same to him by starting Kirk Cousins instead of Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, I don't know why you would, but starting Kirk Cousins, Jefferson, bam, it's like, if he scores a touchdown, Joe would get those 4 points at least for Kirk Cousins,
That would be funny, actually.
Yeah, but he's projected to get more. I think with the fact that I know he's not going to start Kirk Cousins because with the fact that Kirk Cousins is going up against the Bears and the fact that the Bears have the worst rushing defense in the league, they're going to run the crap out of that ball. So Jefferson probably won't get 18 points. He'll probably get 10.
Yeah.
You're right. I agree.
I was about to pull contrarian for the simple sake that occasionally the underdog wins. But you pretty much sealed the deal, Brody, by just saying Tom Brady is going to throw to Evans. And even though he has Trevor Lawrence, Tom Brady is the smarter person to play within this game. Even though I hate you, Tom Brady. You're awful. So I'm going to take the commish. A landslide. Everyone picks the commish for that one there. Excellent. And
Boss, I don't remember which one of the public leagues it is, but in one of them, I have both Dalvin Cook and Saquon Barkley.
Nice.
Let's see.
How does that even happen?
Let's see here. Kamish, you get to look at, oh boy, the Auto Draft All-Stars against the Two-Kidder Quitter. I mean Las Vegas.
The Two-Kidder Vegas Raiders.
Yes.
The Two-Kidder Raider.
I think he's got 4 of them, so 4 Kidder Raider.
It's like, yeah, why wouldn't he have played? Last week, Boston, I also noticed he didn't play Josh Jacobs. Come on, we're going to go Raiders, especially with, look what he did! Look what
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
Wow.
If you're gonna embrace the Raiders, embrace the Raiders.
Embrace
man.
the damn Raiders. He did a thing, Dave. Oh, damn. That sucks.
I mean, Dave won anyway, but like he barely won. He won by just over 1.5 to Desmond.
Yeah,
If he had
That's crazy.
Jacobs in, it would have been a landslide.
Yeah.
yeah, he could have gone to bed and been like, "It's all good."
Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts here, Kamish?
Well, I mean, let's be realistic about it. Yeah, Bates' team is just I don't know.
Got no
I'm sure like some people, especially the Los Angeles Rams as a team, had high hopes for Allen Robinson, and that ain't panning out, hence why he's on his bench.
Oh, God, yeah. Like, dude.
They said you could drop him pretty much.
Like Moore for Carolina, I mean, I would have thought he would have had more than one game above 10 points, but he is not. Again, on his bench. And then Equanimous St. Brown.
Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
a good one. Yeah, Equanimous is useless.
And,
Yeah.
he's the EQ. He still needs more math equations for his EQ.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when
uh,
Amon-Ra was coming out of the draft, like a year after Equanimous, they were saying, like, Amon-Ra's the better of the two.
And he is.
Yeah, clearly that's the case. Usually it comes out, the first one of the two to come out is the better one, but in this case, that's the man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's only had one stellar game this year, so let's not, crown him
Yeah,
the better
yeah, but he got
brother.
injured. He got injured in the Minnesota game. That's why that stat line's lower. And then
It's
obviously he was held out, and then he'll probably get held out this week too because they're bye weeks next week. So why bring him back risking injury?
Yeah, I mean, you're Detroit. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
No, number one offense in the league, 1-3.
Yeah.
But yeah, but they also have their 32nd in overall defense. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll have some things to bring up about that later because I did pick
But-
the next Detroit game for that reason.
but in any case, right, but he's injured, so if he doesn't play, right, there's huge points that could be gained on his bench. And then he doesn't have any. Well, he's got three running backs. He's got Elliott, Robinson, and Jones. Jones, I think, is done. Yeah, well, Jones has been down and up and down and up. So looking like he's probably going to have a down week if the trend continues. Robinson was on fire until last week, but then again, they were playing Philadelphia, so he might have a bounce back week. And Elliott has done mediocre at best.
Ugh.
So looking at the running backs on the other side, apparently Josh Jacobs knows how to play against Denver. And, he got double digits the two previous games. No touchdowns to go with him, but two last week. Pierce, Sanders, other running back options. Houston against Jacksonville. Sanders running back against Arizona. Obviously, Devontae Adams against Kansas City. They're gonna unless the Raiders defense figures out Kansas City, which seems to have had a sparklet under its ass since they smoked Tampa Bay. The Raiders are going to be throwing that fucking ball, so Carr and Adams could do pretty well. If Baltimore continues to play that they are playing, Burrow is going to need Jamar Chase to catch the damn ball. And then you got Parker and Peoples-Jones on the other side, who combined are just enough to be more points than what Adams is predicted to get. I don't know how I can, in good conscience, pick auto draft all-stars.
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, Tampa Bay's defense against Atlanta, okay. I could see that generating some possible points. New Orleans against Seattle, I don't know. Geno Smith seems to know how to run that offense.
Geno Smith, man. Yeah.
he's
Meanwhile, to be
completing
honest,
77% of passes, I hear.
Really?
wow.
Tops in the
Meanwhile,
league. So
Long.
Dave's bench is also like hot garbage as well.
except for
So,
Jacobs.
well, yeah, except for
yeah.
Jacobs. So if he took Wilson out, his Jets wide receiver, who had one big week in week 2 and has done nothing since or minimal since, yeah, I'm gonna take Dave in this one.
Taking Dave Grody. Your thought?
Yeah, I'm taking Dave as well.
Taking Dave. I will also be taking the Raiders. Although I agree. I think Jacobs should go into the flex. Boyd could also be considered. I think the commission's right. They're going to have to throw the ball against Baltimore against a division rival. So, yep, 2 kidder quitter for me. Ice House.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I hope he puts Jacobs in over Wilson, and then it's an obvious pick for him.
Oh. Yeah. There's that guy there. So 2 landslides already. No difference in what it is that we're doing over here. Maybe Grody can generate a bit of a difference between Sippy Cup and the Blavender here. Hit us up, Grody. What do you think?
All right. Obviously in the quarterback spot, Desmond's got it with Mahomes. Obviously, the Raiders. That game's. I even with as good as their defense is playing, the saying, "There's going to be no defense." No defense. Like that's. I can see.
No defense.
I could literally see that game being like 45-40 at the the end of the game. But yeah, so Desmond's got the quarterback. I mean, Stafford's probably going to bounce back after a horrible game against the 49ers. And that Stafford Cup combo is ridiculous.
Yeah, elite.
He's got Higgins, who's a Q, but again, Bengals, Ravens could be a shootout, so there's a lot of passing. McCaffrey for Tommy, and then Fournette. I think Robinson Robbie Anderson, I think that team, the Carolina Panthers, they have going for them is Christian McCaffrey. I think definitely Desmond wins when it comes to Derrick Henry over Raheem Mostert, who's been average. Again, tight end Desmond definitely takes it. Conklin's only had one good week, 12 points. And the Jets are going up against Miami, so. And then for slot guys, I definitely think, Dobbs, he might get those points, but if they're really passing it, he might not. And against the Chargers, the Cleveland is really going to have to throw the ball, and that's where Hunt steps in. So he'll probably get more points than him. And Desmond's got Arizona's defense going up against Philly. Oh my god!
Ugh.
You can. He better drop that and find something else, because that might be negative points.
He may not have changed it because it was his birthday not too long ago. Happy birthday. Happy belated birthday, by the way, Blavender. Cheers and Stolat.
And Denver's offense is only doing so okay, so McManus might get good points against Indy, who's also garbage. Yeah, I gotta pick Tommy on this one. I think the Cup Stafford combo going up against Dallas, and I like his options of getting his points and more. The only downside, like I said, is probably Raheem Mostert and his tight end for sure.
Yeah. Now, I think that's good, but I want to raise an interesting stat here, especially because we get so much flack for Burrow and everything like that. The fact that Burrow has not been doing as hot as he was last year. He's getting sacked like crazy. But I was listening to the game last night on the radio, and I heard an interesting stat that Stafford and Burrow have been sacked an equal amount of times this year. 16 sacks on the season. 16 sacks in 4 weeks. That's insane. And 7 came yesterday. Again, now, granted, the Niners are an elite freaking defense. Like, they're really, really good. But you look at Stafford's stats, that is, I believe, Joe, when a quarterback gets sacked in our league, is that like minus a point or so?
I don't remember what the minus is. It's minus something.
I think it's minus a half or a quarter.
Half a point. So
Yeah.
it's hurting Stafford in the long run with this here. Now, Dallas has another good defense, which, in my opinion, I see Kupp doing great. I see Stafford struggling a little bit, especially behind Patrick Mahomes. And that's going to be my primary reason why I picked Lavender in this one right here. Although I did just send him a text message to say, change your damn D, you punk.
I thought you were about to say you sent him a dick pic.
No.
No. A D pick.
No.
To say he's a married man. What is wrong?
No, but I'm gonna pick Lavender in the thought that Stafford may not be able to continue on with the good points he normally gets against a Dallas defense that has been tough to get past with that. But I could be wrong with that. There, Icehouse, your thoughts?
There is a world which Desmond could win. I could see Tommy's kicker not getting much of, if anything. I mean, maybe Matt Ryan pulls his head out of his ass and has a game against Denver. But I mean, I agree with Dallas is deep against the Rams. It's not going to be pretty. So I don't think they're going to score much points either. I gotta pick Tommy.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a really close game.
Yep.
But I'm taking Tommy.
That's fair. And that makes sense with it, too. Kamish, your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm gonna take Tommy. Desmond's only averaging 100 points per week.
That's a good reason to pick Tommy right there.
Actually, I should say just a hair under 100 points per week. He's
Oh,
at
God, not even double digit.
he's at 399.
Oh,
So divide that
Man,
by
he gets to
4, and
like
that's less than 100.
my
if
lead
he
that is
gets to
hanging
like
on by a
halfway
thread.
point in the season, and I'm the only guy that Desmond's beat, I want to be really disappointed in myself.
Desmond, I am. My lead is hanging on by 1 point. I am going to blame you if I lose that
I
lead.
feel really bad if I'm the guy that blows it for Desmond. You're like, don't make me the scapegoat. And I lost in week 1 for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, trust me, that was enough of a blow to my own ego.
I did speak with him at work, and he said his main goal was to get at least one win in the season, so that way he didn't have that streak like he did last year, where he just lost every week.
Yeah, and damn it, I am it. Ugh. Son of a gun.
I mean, that's what he'll be. You know, it's like maybe that's what he's going for. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go on that win streak when it doesn't fucking matter anymore.
That was so
like,
funny.
hey, cool. You won like 8 in a row. It doesn't matter because you fucked away the whole season.
Yeah.
Like that was brilliant. That was just amazing.
And here we have Grody. I'll take Grody versus Sick Erat Scriptum here. Grody has got Allen. Eric has Hurts. Both of those are awesome quarterbacks. My opinion, Allen is better. Hurts has been dynamic, though. But Grody also has the Allen Diggs combo. That's just amazing. Washington sucks. Every wide receiver Washington's playing pisses me off. So I don't like that combination at all. You have Cooks, who every time I think Cooks is not doing a thing, he's not going to do a thing. He does a thing. Well, he had a couple weeks this year where he didn't really do a thing. But, man, that's Houston right now. Lovie Smith, shave the beard. And you got Johnson on Pittsburgh's side. Mitch is having some struggles. He will definitely struggle against Buffalo with that.
Mitch isn't starting.
Oh, that's right. That's right. No, Mitch. It's even more questionable with that. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor Thomas against Connor. I think both of those two are able to get
Jonathan
those
Taylor
points.
might not play.
Yep.
He's a Q.
Yeah.
He was at practice today with a walking boot.
Oh, yeah. And that's a Thursday game. I'm going to count Taylor out. I'm going to say Taylor. Now, who does he have to substitute in? ETN? Ugh. Swift? No.
He'll probably Swift. He'll probably do Swift, which is good.
You think? Well, if Swift Swift will come back. That'll be a pretty good one to put in with that. Yeah. Herbert versus Gibson. I mean, Herbert's the guy on the Bears right now. Gibson is a guy. He can get those and more.
Sucks.
Yeah.
No, once Brian Anderson comes back from being shot in the leg, he'll be done. There will be no Gibson. I'll probably end up dropping him.
Gerald Everett. You have the Muth, and the Muth is Luth. I love that tight end. How has he been doing this year?
Average.
That's not
bad.
I couldn't ask more out of a tight end for 2 of those weeks. Those are great. You have Rashad Bateman. That's awesome against Hines. Hines on Thursday. I don't like Thursday players. And Eric has.
Yeah.
Well, with no Taylor, I mean, someone's got to get action running back.
Yeah.
I mean, Hines is probably not the first, second down back, but whatever the case. Anyway.
Yeah. Eric has too many things that are up in the air for me to honestly pick him with this. Brody, I got to go with you. Let's go Buffalo, I think, is going to do a thing with that. And go Muth. The Muth is Luth. Icehouse is the Muth Luth for the youth.
I'm going to take Grody. I agree. I think Eric has too much going on, too many unpredictables, that I would rather just take Grody on.
Makes sense there. Kamish?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen by the time Sunday rolls around. I mean, for Eric, realistically, having I know it's Tuesday and it's Thursday is 2 days away, but the fact that he did, I think last week he played both Taylor and Hines. Like, I mean,
Mm.
and
What are you doing, man?
well, I mean, he's congratulating Barry on a solid win of beating his ass when it was his team himself that shit the bed. Like, yeah, your team does
Okay.
halfway decent, and it's not a blowout; it's just a loss. But your team, like, I'm pretty sure he scored the least amount of points during the week. So,
Yeah, he got crapped
E-
on.
Eric, you were gonna lose to everybody, including the guy who I faced, who only scored 7 more points than you did.
You
So,
are going down, Eric.
like, it's funny to me how the schedule sometimes you could be looking at and be like, wow, if I had only played them this one week, like
Yeah.
I'd have managed to. It's the loss to you, John, that I had. I was third in points for the week. Like,
Damn.
if I had played, there was only one other person besides you that I'm not beating. Like, there's nine other teams. Like, nope, this was the coin flip. This was the luck of the draw.
Yep.
This is where it landed. Like, well, shit. Like, all right, like that sucks. Next week, let's move on.
But you do have to look about how otherwise good you are doing with that, though, compared to me, that is my win. That is my win right now. I am in 8th seed.
Oh, I know. Like Kevin's team shit the bed. That's my win. Like, I'm not sitting there looking at it like, holy shit, I squeaked one out. Like, nope, his team didn't even come close to projections. And while I was slightly above, like, it's not as if, like, oh my god, I had a stellar week and I beat him 155 to 137, right? Like, nope. Like, I got the luck of the draw, and that's where my win came from. So, and I mean, overall, it's not like my team's doing that bad, but you look at this week, you look at the matchup, and you think, like, all right, like, all signs point to, like, Eric, you're probably not going to win. Like,
Right.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, you hope.
Taylor. Well, yeah, I'm going to hope too on that because I'm picking Grody. But I mean, you've got Taylor doesn't play or Taylor plays and hurts his ankle, immediately. Like, well, there's a goose egg on your roster, not on your bench.
Yeah.
Right? Like, well, and mind you, if he's dumb enough to keep Hines in, okay, well now you've got a guy getting points, but you're also like, you're losing a guy no matter what. So, like, he's in a bad position. He's in a bad spot. He needs to make some changes, and he's got to hope that they just hold Taylor out and Hines can be the guy, and that'll like that. I don't know. I might have to pay attention and see on Thursday because that might change my mind. But as it stands right now, like, no.
We all know, Eric, later on, if you're ever watching this, we all know you're not making changes. You've got a baby in your house. There's no way. There's no way.
There's a phone. All you gotta do is open up a phone.
That's true. Go take a shit and change your team.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've had baby children. They sleep a lot. Okay. I used to watch my kid all morning. I can't tell you how many naps he would take.
That's right. Grody, who are you picking? You versus
Well,
Scriptum.
Initially, I was gonna pick Eric just because my team's just been on a downslide. But after everybody else's vote of confidence, I have to pick myself.
There we go. There are a lot of There are a lot. There's 1, 2, 3 landslides happening so far. So that's interesting. Not a lot of play between there. Let's see. We're gonna go to Commish to talk about the brotherly battle of Skins versus Icehouse.
Now, just to clarify, you did say it was a brotherly battle when it was Tommy versus Desmond, right?
I did not, and I'm sorry.
Because they're both Robinsons.
They're both Robinson. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So, for the designation of a rivalry week, the only time I mark it as rivalry week is when it's between myself and Kevin, or Stan and Boss, or if Desmond and Tommy play each other.
And there's
That's,
two
that's
of
the
them.
So that's the only time I do rivalry week
Oh, I like it. It
is
always
when
seems.
any of the brothers are playing each other, and yes, the Robinson brothers, that does count,
That
which
counts.
which coincidentally happened to be the same week that Dan and Boss are playing each other. So I
Nice.
thought that was
Good coincidence.
pretty funny. This matchup, it ain't looking good for Boss.
No.
Oh no.
God,
Probably
boss.
not.
Well, I mean, projections aside, that being a 10-point deficit, um, right? Murray and Sherbert. I mean, Brisket sure knows how to smoke the ball. So I mean, Cleveland has an offense with Jacoby Brissett at the helm. So Herbert, consequently, if their defense can't really handle him, Herbert's gonna need to show that he's got the stuff. So the points could be there. Same, and Stan's got Mike Williams that he's thrown to, so he's got that 1-2 punch combo. Kyler Murray versus Philly. Now again, Philly's got an offense. Philly's is 4-0. Their defense is pretty pumped about how well the offense is doing. So you've got Kyler Murray who's looking to get those points. As long as Cooper Rush is throwing the ball to CeeDee Lamb, I'd say that CeeDee Lamb is going to get his points, or at least has a better chance of getting his points than with Dak Prescott. And the last 3 weeks have proven that that is the case. You've got Kyler Murray supplying the ball to Stan's Hollywood Brown. So a little bit of a points going to both of them, favoring Stan in that.
Yeah.
Then you've got, A.J.
Yeah.
Brown, who, yep, he's fitting in right with Jalen Hurts. Move on to Austin Eckler and Joe Mixon. Cincinnati and Baltimore, I'm sure, are going to have a lot of fun. Eckler, I mean, if he's going to be receiving anything, that'll help soften the blow with Herbert. And if he's going to have a successful day running, that'll certainly help, considering Herbert might not have to throw as much. Pollard and Harris, kind of I'd almost say a wash, because Harris, you don't know what's going to happen with if they decide not to start Mitch, how well is the rookie going to do? I mean, he came in and in a half he threw 3 picks, so not exactly a vote of confidence.
Oh,
Whereas Tony Pollard, had a couple of good games and last week didn't. Tight ends, Andrews is right up there with Kelsey in terms of production this season. So that,
He is terrible.
although week 1 and 4, not so much, but the 2 middle weeks, he 20 points each, whereas Dallas Goedert, he's serviceable for 10. Got your flex spot, Cooper and Wilson Jr. Yeah, Wilson's good for 10. Cooper's good for. He's got some flashes. He looks like he's on a game, off a game, on to, off a game. So he could be on the next 2, and that bodes well for Boss.
Mm-hmm.
Kickers are kickers, and defenses are dumb. So Boss's bench, he's got Akers, and Baltimore's D. And Stan really doesn't have much. He's got Rashad Penny and Henderson Jr. Jesus, do you guys have all the? Oh no, that's never mind. Sorry, I saw Eckler. I was thinking for a brief second was also a Rams running back, and I'm like, Jesus, you guys have all 3 Rams running backs: Eckler, Akers, and Henderson. Like, no, you just both each have a Rams running back on the bench. Stan also has a Penny for our thoughts on his bench. And who knows with Godwin? I know he, was slightly off in the end of that game, or I think the second half of that game on Sunday night. So we'll see if he's back or if he's limited. But if he's on his bench, who cares? I don't know. I'm leaning towards Stan on this one. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I wasted all of our time. Stan's 4-0. I'm picking him until he loses.
Makes sense. Good strategy.
My God. My apologies, guys.
No, that's okay.
My apologies.
No, that's okay. We appreciate the stats with there. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Icehouse. Your thoughts?
There's a legitimate way my
Charlie
team
says,
can
where you
win,
going?
but I will pick Stan because I don't like voting for myself, even when it looks like I'm going to win.
It's not like.
So
All right.
I need points where I can get them. If it's
Interesting.
either, I'll take a win in either column at this point.
I like it. All right, Grody.
I've been picking too many favorites. I need an underdog pick, so I'm picking Boss.
Oh.
I like it. I mean, honestly, I wanted to pick myself, but if it wasn't me, I would have picked me.
No, I completely agree, and the reason why is because I can't save my underdog pick for the last game. I can't.
Now,
Well, that's good enough for me too. So
I am also going to pick Icehouse, and here's my reason why. This is such a dynamic matchup. Both of you are really thinking alike in a lot of ways. You have quarterbacks who are throwing to wide receivers both on your team and on opposite teams with each other. Like you have, Eckler is the running back, the best pass catching running back in the NFL. You know, Herbert's going to be throwing to him. You guys have a lot of things that are all happening all at once with that. But one of the things Commish said is, defenses are dumb. I do not like it when defenses get negative points, and the Chargers' defense is an atrocity. Granted, they are playing Cleveland, and Cleveland is stingy, but when your defense is getting you negative points, this is a bad thing. So, I'm going to pick Icehouse in the sense that, not just for the defense, but it's almost a coin flip, and I also kind of need an underdog here. So, that's where my choice falls with that. Last game to talk about here is, oh boy, this will be Icehouse starting this one here. You get Science versus the Peanut.
I'm just gonna go with Joe's strategy. Pick them till they win. Done. Then I'm not picking you.
Okay.
Because every time I pick
Double win with that one.
so get out of here.
It's a double win with that.
Show me you got something.
That's damn funny. Grody, your thoughts?
It's a bold strategy starting both the running backs for New England, John. It's a bold strategy.
Thank you. It's
a terrible strategy.
It's Detroit. It's Detroit. Everyone's scoring big with Detroit. Everyone's scoring big with Detroit.
And with the fact that they'll be on their third string quarterback starting again, it looks like.
Yes.
Oh, you're the Destroyer? Or no, it was Zappy or
Zappy.
Bailey Zappy. Yeah.
Yeah, get out of here with that, John.
That's why I'm telling you. Like watching that game.
This is gonna work.
You're putting two of your guys behind somebody no one's ever heard of.
This is going to work.
Listen.
No.
Watching that game and watching that guy do what he did, it just shows you the Patriots scheme is good. But the one thing that I will say is John's downfall is one having Deebo Samuel, because it's going to be a running game against Carolina. But the one thing that will put the nail in the coffin against John will be the fact that Barry has Dalvin Cook going up against the Bears' terrible rush defense, and he is probably going to rush for almost 200 yards in that game. So yeah, that's the biggest nail in the coffin for John, is that Cook's probably going to go off against the Bears.
Yeah, he's got about 150 plus coming his way.
So
are you going Science with that one? Is that what I understand?
Yeah, of course. I can't pick you as an underdog. Even if you were the favorite in this game, I'd still pick Barry.
Even if it's me, it's just me. You're just going with where the guys.
Yeah.
So you've called me out on my strategy. My strategy right now is everyone's scoring really big with Detroit, and they don't have a very good quarterback, so they're just going to run the ball like crazy. And I'm putting in two running backs who are serviceable as running backs. They're not horrible with it, but let me tell you something, folks. There is reason why I have this trophy here, and it is for making stupid decisions like this. A vote for Peanut is a vote for a win, is what it is. So I'm going Peanut. Although Lamar Jackson, that terrifies me. Dalvin Cook, that terrifies me. Miami, Waddle, terrifies me. And you have Brees Lightning as your flex. That terrifies me. But boy, do I hope Detroit shows up for another 45-48 game. Man, oh man. Commish?
Pick them until they lose.
Yeah. Easy strategy there. Very, very easy strategy. All right. Stop recording.